Welcome to Nicotine Academy podcast series by Chemnovatic. In this episode, we will be talking about something very precise, very technical, but also really interesting. Today's topic is nicotine distillation.
And don't worry, we'll keep it simple. This process is used to purify nicotine, so it's safe and consistent when used in products like e-liquids or nicotine pouches.
And we're not talking about heating something on a stove or in a simple lab. This is a large-scale, carefully controlled process that gives incredibly efficient results, up to 99.9% nicotine purity.
Exactly. And it's done, using special equipment and a method called fractional distillation, which we'll explain as simple as possible.
So, what does nicotine distillation actually do?
It removes everything that we don't want from the nicotine extract, things like water, solvents, and other chemicals. The goal is to end up with clean, high-quality nicotine.
And you said it's called fractional distillation. What's special about that?
Good question. It means we heat the extract in a way that different parts, or fractions, can be separated based on how easily they turn into vapor. Plus, part of the vapor is sent back down the system to help clean the product even more. This saves energy and gives better results.
So it's like a smart loop, checking and purification of the nicotine again and again until it's just right?
Exactly.
So, if someone buys the right equipment, can they just run the process?
Not quite. The machines are as important as people. The real success depends on how well the team sets the process and controls it. At Chemnovatic, the team has years of experience and knows exactly how to handle each part of the system.
So skill and knowledge are just as important as the tools.
Definitely. We also use high-level monitoring and controlling system, tracking temperature, pressure, and other factors to make sure the process stays stable. That's how we reach such high purity.
Let's walk through the steps. What's the first thing that happens?
We start by preparing the raw nicotine extract. It goes into a special tank. And because nicotine is very sensitive to things like air and light, the tank is tightly sealed and protected.
Kind of like keeping fruit fresh in a vacuum container?
Exactly. We replace the air inside the tank with inert gas such as argon or nitrogen.
Nice. So you're already making sure the product stays high quality before any heating starts. And then we heat it?
Yes, but not in a basic way. We use a heat exchanger that spreads the heat evenly. The heating liquid, usually glycol, flows around the extract and warms it gently.
Why gently?
Because if you heat nicotine too much, it can decompose and lose quality. Also, we lower the pressure in the system so nicotine turns into vapor at a lower temperature. That protects it and saves energy.
So heat and pressure are carefully balanced?
Exactly. And it's all done automatically. But a trained operator still watches over the process to step in if anything goes outside safe limits.
So now the extract is warm and ready. What happens next?
We start a preliminary cleaning phase. This is where we remove the easiest to evaporate substances, things like leftover solvents or water.
Why not just go straight to the main distillation?
Because getting rid of the lighter, more volatile stuff first makes the main distillation smoother and more effective. It's like rinsing your coffee filter before you brew. You get fewer unwanted flavors.
Got it. So what's removed first?
First, solvents and volatile compounds. These could be leftovers from earlier extraction steps. They're either harmless in small amounts or regulated in the pharma world. We track and remove them carefully.
And after the solvents?
Water. Moisture can mess with later parts of the process, so we pull it out and send it to a separate tank.
Seems smart, drying things out before you aim for high purity.
Exactly. Then comes the fourth fraction, a mix of water, nicotine, and some remaining impurities. It only has a small amount of nicotine, but we don't throw it away. We filter and clean it again to recover usable nicotine later.
Okay, now it's time for the big moment, the main nicotine distillation.
Yes. This is where we collect the pure, high-quality nicotine. The process runs under steady conditions, constant temperature, reduced pressure, and continuous flow.
How does the purification actually happen?
The nicotine vapor travels up the column, passing through special packing material that helps clean it. Then it reaches a cooling unit, where it condenses back into liquid form.
So the dirty stuff stays behind, and only the clean nicotine gets through?
That is true. Some of that clean nicotine goes straight to storage, but part of it returns to the top of the column. That's the reflux. and goes through the process again, making it even purer.
How do you know when to stop?
We monitor temperatures in the column. When they change, it means the composition is shifting and it's time to end the main phase.
And this is where you get the 99.5 to 99.9% purity?
Yes, we confirm it with lab tests, including HPLC and standards from the European Pharmacopoeia. Every batch is checked to make sure it's safe, effective, and consistent.
So what happens to the leftovers? The stuff that doesn't evaporate?
Those are called bottoms, the heavy parts that stay in the tank. They include organic residues and unwanted compounds.
And I'm guessing they're not useful?
Not directly. They're removed, collected in special containers, and then safely disposed of. We also clean the system after each batch, which helps keep quality high and prevents contamination.
So in the end, what are the final products?
3 parts: pure Nic 99+, the main fraction, ultra-pure nicotine used in salts, e-liquids, and nicotine pouches. 4 fractions, the early stage mix that gets reprocessed to recover more nicotine. Bottoms, the heavy waste material, which we treat and dispose of responsibly.
It sounds like a highly controlled process, but also energy intensive?
Actually, it's quite efficient. Our system is optimized to use less energy, produce less waste, and still hit the highest quality standards.
And it's not just machines doing the work, right?
Right. Our operators play a key role. They watch the data, respond to any changes, and fine-tune the system based on experience.
So it's a mix of high-tech and human expertise.
Yes, and we follow strict safety, environmental, and quality standards, including our own STC nicotine manufacturing standard. Everything is regularly audited and backed by certifications like ISO and the ESG strategy.
So now we've walked through each step of the nicotine distillation process, from preparing and protecting the raw extract through controlled heating and early purification to the final distillation and separation. Every phase, from initial cleaning to final quality checks, plays a key role in exceeding pharmaceutical-grade purity and reaching our highest STC nicotine standard. But what does this all add up to in practice? How would we define the Chemnovatic approach in just a few words?
I'd say that nicotine distillation at Chemnovatic is a carefully designed process that combines modern technology, smart automation, and human know-how to deliver ultra-pure nicotine with unmatched repeatability, manufactured in consistency with our STC nicotine manufacturing standard.
And it's done in a way that's sustainable, traceable, compliant, and efficient.
Exactly. Pure Nic 99+ sets a new standard in nicotine quality, the STC nicotine manufacturing standard, and now you know what goes into making it happen.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating combination of chemistry, engineering, and experience, and it's what sets Chemnovatic apart in the world of nicotine production. So if you'd like to learn more or have any questions about our process, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to share what we know about nicotine manufacturing, its applications, and the technology behind it. Understanding the industry's real needs is what inspired us to create our STC nicotine manufacturing standard, a complete framework that ensures top quality, full compliance, sustainability, and full traceability at every stage. Today, this standard has become a true industry benchmark, setting new expectations for how high-quality nicotine should be made.
Our goal isn't just to meet our customers' expectations, it's to exceed them by delivering smarter solutions, including new and more optimized nicotine forms that help them create better products and move the industry forward.
Thanks for tuning in to Nicotine Academy podcast series by Chemnovatic. Until next time, take care and stay curious.